The aesthetics of a game are definitely one of the things that can grab your attention, and that is exactly what Dordogne has done with me. But does style always live up to its substance? In this video, I'm going to explore just that, and we're going to find out if it is worth it. Dordogne was released on PC, the Switch, PlayStation and Xbox on June 13th, and I was given a key to play a while ago, and I have completed the whole game. So in this video, I'm going to share my thoughts with you so you know whether to make a purchase and give this visually appealing game a try. So what is Dordogne? This is a gentle narrative adventure story game set in the picturesque region of Dordogne in France. Following a breakup and a layoff from her job, the 32-year-old protagonist Michelle learns of her grandmother's passing. And on a journey of self-discovery, she leaves the city to revisit her grandmother's quaint and slightly run-down house in the French countryside. With some gaps in her memories from her summer spent with her grandmother, Michelle sets out on a journey to explore her childhood memories and uncover the reasons for her feuding family, and may uncover some secrets along the way. Dordogne flits seamlessly between adult Michelle and childhood Mimi to tell the story. And whilst playing as a child, you get to uncover the heartwarming relationship between Mimi and her grandmother, which got off to a bit of a rocky start. The game mechanics work like most point-and-click style games, with the addition of some simple but enjoyable puzzles. The puzzles were varied from simple everyday tasks such as brushing your teeth or preparing breakfast, to more unique ones such as repairing a kayak. Playing with mouse and keyboard, I had relatively issue completing them. However, there were some weird movements that often felt a little bit clunky and were definitely not smooth. Also, at sometimes I did feel the keys felt a little bit less reactive than I would have liked, but thankfully it did not impact the game too much. If I ever got stuck with the puzzles, there were clear hints and instructions on the screen, although I have learnt my lesson that if you pick something up, you should definitely put it back down, or you will have an overflowing bowl of cereal, which my dentist definitely would not be happy about. Exploration in this game was fun, although sometimes I would have liked to have been able to explore more, as there was only a few different settings. But whilst exploring, it was simple to move around, although at times I would have liked to have moved a little bit faster, but the gentle stroll pace definitely was in keeping with the story. The kayak scenes were some of my most enjoyed, and it was so relaxing paddling through the beautiful riverscapes. One of my most favourite scenes was within the marketplace, where you were able to explore through the different stalls and different sellers to complete the shopping list. And thankfully, if you had a favourite thing as well, a favourite view, you're actually able to capture these memories in Mimi's scrapbook. You have a wonderful vintage camera that is super easy to use, and you can really capture some stunning photos with this. You also have a noise recorder to capture the sounds around you, and occasionally words will appear on screen which will later be used in poetry. At the end of the chapters, you can utilise these tools and things you've gathered along the way to record your memories. I did enjoy this simple exercise, however I wish you could add more than one, and often at the end of the day I found myself having gaps where I could have collected stuff, but that means I'll have to go back and replay. Overall, the storyline was good, definitely heartwarming and emotional. At some points I did find myself wanting it to capture me a bit more. I don't know whether this was due to lack of kind of character development or just generally my attention span being really rubbish, but the dialogue was nice and simple to read, and as I say, it was overall enjoyable. The key themes, such as the feuding family, didn't really have me questioning this too often. It kind of appeared, which was fine, and sometimes it did feel like they just plugged it with the input of a letter as opposed to explaining things, which did mean that you had to read quite a bit. As it was a relatively short game, perhaps if it had been longer, then it would have definitely had more depth, and maybe even if I played it another time, then it would have me appreciate the story a bit more. I will not reveal any spoilers about the game and what happens in the end, but this game really did hit home for me. I've recently suffered a bereavement of a grandparent, and at the end of the game I was in tears and definitely in need of a tissue. So don't be surprised that if you play this game, you'll have yourself reminiscing about your own family relationships, and perhaps for some of you this may even be a reason to steer clear of the game altogether. But for me, I think I was brave in playing this game at the time, but it was worthwhile to be able to enjoy the stunning graphics, and it did kind of have me bringing back my own childhood memories spent with a grandparent. One of the major selling points of this game is the absolutely stunning watercolor artistry. There are so many scenes in this game that would be worthy of being framed and hung on a wall or in a gallery. I think the artist has done a fabulous job of representing the setting, and it did have a very French feel to it. The visuals of the game are also dependent on the character you're playing at the time. You will notice the majority of time spent playing as Mimi is bright and colourful and very pleasant, whilst adult Michelle has a darker and heavier colour choice, which was an amazing design choice as it is definitely representative of the character's emotions. My only downside of the graphics is it did feel a bit flat at time whilst exploring, but this art style I believe that is kind of to be expected, and I would take any flatness to enjoy these stunning backdrops for the first time again. Don't judge me, but I am not normally one to play a game with sounds on, but boy, I am glad I did for this one. This game does not just deliver with visuals, but also with sounds. There is a wonderful soundtrack with some great tunes and music, and you're able to find more as you explore. To make the game truly immersive, there is also great sound effects from what is going on around you, such as things like the bustling market to the sounds of crickets. I really did enjoy them all, and it helped you kind of paint the picture as to what it would be like to be in the Dordogne at this time of year. Additionally, there is some wonderful voice acting. All of the voices within the game have been perfectly chosen. They are charming and really great choices for the characters. I think that they do them justice for sure. It was so wonderful to have these melodic voices narrate the text and just add that whole other level of depth to the game. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. This game has a price point of $12.99 if you're in the UK, and US dollars it's retailing about $15. I feel that this is a relatively fair price for this level of detail. It's a stunning work of art, which is really what it is. It is a work of art. However, it did only take me about 3.5 hours to complete, and I didn't tend to rush this. Sometimes I do rush through games, but I didn't do that here. I really tried to take things in and try and collect things as I go. There is definitely potential replayability here, which may make it more appealing for the price point, and that is a bonus as there are different text options to be selected, so you can get different options for if you play again another time. There is also the opportunity to ensure that you collect all the sounds, photos and stickers, but I would definitely recommend having a little bit of a break before you play it again, just to recover, especially if you're a bit emotional like me. Overall, I would give the game a solid 8 out of 10. This game did exactly what it said on the tin. It was a heartwarming and emotional narrative journey. The graphics definitely delivered for me, and this potentially could be one of the most beautiful games of 2023. Yes, that was a bold statement, but I really did enjoy them. If you're thinking about playing this, just have a box of tissues on standby should the need arise. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you're going to play it or if you have played it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye bye.